सर्वं ब्रह्ममयं सर्वं ब्रह्ममयं सर्वं ब्रह्ममयं सर्वं ब्रह्ममयं रे 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 सर्वं ब्रह्ममयं सर्वं ब्रह्ममयं रे 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 सर्वं ब्रह्ममयं
Namaskaram. Audio is clear?
Audio is clear.
We'll start. Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnur Gurur Devo Maheshwarah Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Sarva Samshayacchettaram Satchidananda Vigraham Sada Susmera Vadanam Balakrishnam Namamyaham Vidyaranyadvaidyat vyadheriva bhavasya hi vinutyai pathyanyasvadyantam panchadasi prakaranani bhakshyani. Good morning and namaskaram to all. So we have been discussing Panchadasi, first chapter, Thatwa Viveka Prakaranam. So we did the first 5 verses. The 5th verse, Suptothitasya Saushuptatamo Bodho Bhavet Smritihi Sa Chavabhuddha Vishaya Avabhuddham Tattada Tamaha. What Vidyaranya Swami says is Suptothitasya, one who is awake from the deep sleep, Saushupta Tamo Bodha, he has the memory, Smritihi Bhaved, memory of what? Memory of a blankness during the deep sleep. One who wakes up from the deep sleep, that individual has a memory of a blankness, that is the darkness consciousness, Saushupta Tamo Bodha. sa cha avabuddha vishaya. That also, okay, knowing of the ignorance. Okay, so avabuddha vishaya, that what is the vishaya there? There is an object there also, there is an object of experience. That object of experience in deep sleep is the ignorance. Okay, ignorance, that I did not know anything, right? That is the object there. In a waking state, we have an experience with the five sense organs and so many objects of this world. That objective experience or the Vishaya Anubhavam during the waking state are the various objects that we see, smell, taste, etc. with our five sense organs. Similarly, in a dream also, we have an experience of various objects in a different space or different place and a different time scale. There is also an experience there. So, there the object of experience is the dream person who is inside the dream is seeing many things. That experience also one has. And in deep sleep also there is an experience. What is the object of the experience? What is the Vishayam for that? Is ignorance, a blankness, right? I did not know anything. That is an experience, that is a smriti. At the same time, I was happy. Sukham, I was happy. Sukhama irundhathu. At the same time, I did not know onnum theriyala. So this is the experience during the deep sleep. So tada avabuddham, it is known in the deep sleep also. There we stopped. We said that, we also explained that in deep sleep also there was someone, right? There was someone who experienced the blankness or the darkness or the blankness, also the happiness, right? And there is one who experiencing this waking state and a consciousness experiencing a dream also. That which is experiencing these three states are one and the same. The consciousness which is experiencing a waking state is the same consciousness which is experiencing a dream state, a dream, and it is the same consciousness which is experiencing a deep sleep state also. So we cannot say that in deep sleep there was no one. To know there was no one, somebody has to be there. Like the example we gave last class, in an empty room, when you say that the room was empty, how do you say the room is empty? You have to be there to know that the room is empty. Similarly, in deep sleep, and unless and until someone doesn't experience a blankness and a sukham, it is impossible to recollect the experience. So there must have been the consciousness, and that consciousness is, say, bodham. Consciousness means bodham. You are conscious. Are you conscious now? Yes. You are conscious. I am conscious. We are all conscious now. That consciousness with which we experience a waking state is the same consciousness which is experiencing a dream, and it is the same consciousness which is experiencing a deep sleep also. It is the same consciousness, that there is no change. There is no three different consciousness. Okay? Only one consciousness. That is what Bhagavan is going to say. Swami is going to say now. Sabodho vishayat bhinno na bodhat swapna bodhavat. Sixth slokam. Evam sthanatrayepyeka samvittadvaddinantare. What Swami says? Sa bodho vishayat bhinnaha. Saha bodhaha. That consciousness, that understanding or that knowingness or that knowing, okay, arivu, that knowing or that bodham, vishayat bhinnaha, from it is bhinnaha means it is different from the vishayam. Okay, this is here in this line, Vidyaranya Swami is talking about the Sushupti Avastha. Okay, it in the Sushupti Avastha, in the deep sleep state, there, that is what he is explaining now here, is that Vishayat Bhinnaha, that consciousness is different, okay, here distinct from the object of experience. What is the object of experience in deep sleep? We said it is the ignorance, it is the blankness, I did not know anything is the object here. Okay, it is different, it is distinct from the Vishaya, it is distinct from the object. Vishayat bhinnaha, bodhat na bhinnaha, swapna bhotavat, like it is same like dream state, dream consciousness, swapna bhotavat, how the consciousness which is there in the swapna, okay, bodhat na bhinnaha, the consciousness that was available during Sushupti is distinct from the object, that is Ajnanam, similar to the dream consciousness, right? And but it is the same only, it is not different. It is not different, it is not a different consciousness in deep sleep. It is the same consciousness which is experiencing a dream and experiencing a deep sleep also. I am repeating because I want us to clearly understand this. Okay, that is why. Now, what is the next verse? Now, the next line, second line. Evam, like this, sthanatraye api. In all these three states, all these three means deep sleep, dream and waking state, samvit eka. The consciousness, samvit means consciousness, bodham is one only. Samvit eka, tadvad dinantare. Tadvad dinantare. Evam sthanatraye pega samvit tadvad dinantare. In dinantare means if the consciousness is same in the waking state and a dream state and a deep sleep state, what about yesterday? What about the day before? What about a month before? It is all the same. Dinantare. In every day, it is the same thing repeating. Tomorrow also, it is the same consciousness which is experiencing a waking state and a dream state and a deep sleep state, and the day after also it is the same consciousness continuing with this cycle of waking state, dream state, deep sleep state, waking state, like that. The dinantare, every day the experiences changes, whereas the experiencer, the one who is experiencing, okay, that which the knowingness, the bodham remains the same without any change. That is what he means by saying evam sthanatraye api, in all these three, samvit eka, consciousness is one only. Samvit eka, tad samvit tatvad dinandare. Samvit eka tadvat dinandare. Similarly, tadvat means similarly, dinandare, on all days. On all days, the samvit is one only. Now, what about the next month? So there is no confusion. Okay, this month over, next month another consciousness is going to come, or there is no confusion like that. To clear that confusion, Vidyaranya Swami says, 7th verse, Masabda Yuga Kalpeshu Gadagamyeshvane Katha No, okay, that we will explain. Masa Abda Yuga Kalpeshu. Masa means month. Masa Abda. Abda means year. Yuga, Yugam and Kalpeshu. So it is the same, okay, in the next month also, next year also, or the coming years also, and also when it becomes 4,32,000 years on earth. 4,32,000 years on earth is one yuga. Okay, one yuga. One yuga means Kali Yuga. So the Kali Yuga has got 4,32,000 years. Then Dwapara Yuga is 2 times Kali Yuga. And Treta Yuga is 3 times Kali Yuga. And Krita Yuga means 4 times Kali Yuga. So all together one Yugam. Okay, one complete Yugam means 43,20,000. That much years on earth is one yuga. So the consciousness is the same today, tomorrow, next month, next year, next yuga, and kalpam. What is kalpam? 2000 Chatur Yugas put together is one kalpa. One kalpa is 2000 Chatur Yugas. That is one day time of Brahma. Okay, so in one Brahmaji's daytime also it is the same consciousness. What about the night time? Same. Okay, so this samvit, this consciousness, which Vidyaranya Swami started with an experience of our own dream, sleep and waking state, that samvit is same today also, next month also, next year also, in yuga, next yugam also, and in kalpas also. It is the same consciousness. So, evam Masabda Yuga Kalpeshu Anekadha Gata Gamyeshu, in all times that have gone and those are going to come. Gata Agameshu, those who have completed, and as well as Agameshu, that are going to come also, the samvit remains the same. Samvit Eka. So in Kali Yuga, we have completed almost 5,000, nearly 5,500 years only. So that much is remaining now in Kali Yuga. Okay. So this, but before that, there were so many yugas have completed, so many yugas, so many kalpas have gone. In all through, this samvit is eka. It's only one, and it is always there. Okay. In all times, this consciousness remains. So for that, what Swami says, no deti nastame tyeka samvidesha swayam prabha na udeti na astameti. This samvit is never udeti, means it is, there is no srishti for this. Not that it is ever born, na astameti, never dies. Right? Now you remember Bhagavad Gita? Na jayate mriyate va kadachit nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuyaha ajo nitya shashvato yam purano na hanyate hanyamane sharire. But without quoting any scriptures, Vidyaranya Swami clarifies that this samvit, this consciousness, eka Esha Samvit, the one and only Jnanam or Bodham, na udeti, na astameti. It is born on a particular day, and this Samvit never dies on a particular day. It is never born, never dies, it is ever present, it is eternal. It is ever present, it is eternal, Shashwatam. Okay, that samvit is shashvatam. Eka esha samvit swayam prabha. It is self-eliminating. Okay, self-eliminating. This knowledge is swayam prabha. There is no srishti, there is no what do you call destruction of this. Why it is called swayam prabha? Means with this consciousness, through the mind and the instruments like the body, and through this body and in the instruments and the mind, we experience a world. So we require this consciousness to illuminate everything. We don't need another light to illuminate this. Means we don't need another bodham to know this bodham. Okay, see, the sun is there. With the sunlight, we see all objects of this world. Do you need another torchlight to see the sun? We don't need, because it is self-illuminating. This is an example. Or eye is there. This example is eye. Okay, with the eye, we see everything here. So, do you need another eye to see this eye? Not required. Take only that example, okay? So, with the light, you see everything else. With the sunlight, you see everything. You don't need another light to see the sun. Okay? You don't need to prove it, because that with which, this is the rule, that with which you prove everything, you don't need another proof to prove that. That is the rule. So, this consciousness with which everything else is known, we don't need another consciousness to see this consciousness. If such a thing happens, that consciousness becomes the ultimate consciousness. Okay? That will become the ultimate consciousness. Okay? So, this consciousness is Swayam Prabha, self-illuminating. Okay? Swayam Prabha. That is a word. So, the prover or the revealer of everything need not be proved. The prover or the revealer of everything else is not to be proved. You don't need to prove that. So, we don't need another consciousness to know this consciousness, because this is the ultimate consciousness. This consciousness with which everything else is known. We have only three, with these three states only the whole universe, the total experience comes under with these three only. Waking and dream and deep sleep. Of course, there are other in between states also, that we will come later. Okay, so all of that comes within this only. Okay, so all the experience is possible with the samvit, with this consciousness. And what is that which is everything else? Okay, everything else exists because of the presence of consciousness. So, all the objects of this world in waking state or dream state or the deep sleep state, it borrows its existence from the consciousness, which is naudeti na astameti. So, this borrowed existence is temporary. Right? Borrowed existence cannot last long, whereas the original existence ever lasts. Take a water in a pot and you heat it up. So the water gets heat from the fire, right? That is a borrowed heat. That will get lost. The water becomes cold after some time. Whereas the fire never becomes cold. The fire is ever present. The heat is ever present in the fire. Whereas borrowed heat in a water in a pot is transient. It is not permanent. because it is borrowed. Similarly, all the objects of this world, it draws its existence, borrows its existence from the consciousness, whereas the consciousness is Swayam Prabha, and when because of it is Swayam Prabha, it is existence. It exists. So Vidyaranya Swami starts with consciousness and also says that this consciousness is existence. So he proved that by saying Swayam Prabha, Vidyaranya Swami proved that it is the same consciousness which is existence. So Chit is Sat. Okay, the Chit, which is consciousness, is Sat, because you don't need anything else to eliminate that, or it doesn't draw or borrow its existence from somewhere else, whereas all the objects of this world borrows its existence from consciousness, because of which consciousness is existence. Okay, so that is the point here. So then what else is Udeti, Astamedi, etc.? Everything else is Udeti and Astamedi. All the objects of this world, they appear, they disappear. They appear, disappear. So all that is Chidabhasa. This all it Chidabhasa Udeti Astamedi, whereas Chit does not. The Chit, the consciousness, there is no Udayam, there is no Astamayam. Udayam and Astamayam is all for the Vishayas, of the objects of this world, which includes all the bodies. This body also borrows its existence from the consciousness. This all, see, all this Vidyaranya Swami explains from own experience. Our own experience, it is our experience, right? It is your experience, it is my experience. Right? Am I conscious? Yeah, I am conscious. And do I not remember my dream? Yes. And do I not remember a deep sleep? Yes. And during all these three, it is the same consciousness which is now experiencing a waking world, which I have a memory of a dream. Also, I have a memory of a deep sleep also. It was the same consciousness which is one, which doesn't change. And if this is today, it is yesterday also, day before yesterday also, tomorrow also, next month also, next yuga also, next kalpa also, and the subsequent kalpa also, and before kalpa also. That means the consciousness which I am now, as I am, was ever present, will be ever present, na udeti, na astameti. This consciousness is never born, it never dies, and that is what I am. Okay, so this is called prajnanam. This is called jnanam. Okay, that is why it is called swaprakasham. It is called swayam prabha, etc. All these words are used there only. Now, so Vidyaranya Swami talked about Sat and Chit, right, from own experience. Now he is going to bring in the third, Ananda, right, Ananda. Let us see. Iyamatma paranandaha parapremaspadam yataha. Iyamatma, this samvit, this is samvit, this is Atma. One second. This bodham, this consciousness, this jnanam is Atma. Okay? And this Atma is Brahman. That is what Vidyaranya Swami is going to explain slowly in the coming verses. Iyam Atma, this Atma, this Samvit this Atma, that is this Jivatma, okay, this Jivatma, Yataha Parapremaspadam. It is the nature of supreme love. Tataha Paranandaha. For the same reason, it is the supreme bliss also. Parapremaspadam. Okay, it is the source of love, and because of that, it is the source of love. It is Ananda. Why? See, every one of us, right? We love ourselves the most. Is it not? We love ourselves the most. But generally, what we say, no, I love my wife or my husband or my son or my body the most. But if you observe or if you look at carefully, okay, you take the example, say you take a refrigerator. I love the refrigerator the most. And because, why do we love anyone? Because that gives Ananda to us. A refrigerator, you take a refrigerator. So we buy a refrigerator because the refrigerator gives us Ananda. So what is the source of Ananda here? The fridge. The fridge is the source of Ananda. Is it permanent? The moment the fridge starts giving trouble, what we do? We do exchange. We exchange that refrigerator and buy a new one. No, this I love the most, and do we keep the fridge at home forever? No, we never do that. Because the moment it starts giving trouble means the moment the fridge is not giving us the happiness, our love for the fridge also is lost. Immediately we do exchange. Right? Similarly, any object of this world, the moment it starts giving trouble, okay, let it be wife, let it be husband, let it be neighbor, let it be the car, let it be this body also. The moment it starts giving trouble, it is no more a source of Ananda. So that means all the love that we have towards anything is conditional. Correct? It is all conditional love. And because the moment it doesn't give Ananda, the love is lost. So then who is the ultimate love? Because I love myself the most. Right? Because it is not giving me Anandam. So who is more lovable now? You or the object? Ourselves. Is it not? I love myself the most. That is the reason the other is lovable. It is because, okay, you take a drama that is happening in a school. Okay, a drama. In a school there is a drama going on, and in the drama everyone will be clicking photographs. Which photographs each one will click? Their own son or their daughter or their relative's son, or like that. The role may be very small, very, very small role. Maybe standing at the gate only, like a gatekeeper, but he'll be clicking the photographs. Because that object is my son, my daughter. It is not for the love of the drama that somebody is clicking photographs. It is only because of the love for the my son, my daughter, like that. So who is the most lovable here? It is the me. So I love myself the most because at any point of time, if the object starts giving trouble, right? It starts giving trouble, it is no more a source of love, there is no more source of ananda, and because of this reason, the most ananda source is my only, self only. So self is the source of ananda. That is the reason why we love ourselves the most. So anyone says that I love somebody else more than me is false, is fake. There is no reality in it. Okay? That is the reason why we have so many divorces, so many problems at home, problem between father and son, mother and daughter, husband and wife, or neighbors. All the problems comes because the moment that becomes a source of trouble, there is no love there. There, that is the time we realize that I love myself the most. So, what Vidyaranya Swami says is that Iyamatma Paranandaha. This Atma is the most loving thing. Because of that reason, it is Paranandaha Parapremaspadam Yadaha. So, that self has to be the source of Ananda. All other source of Ananda that we think or we believe is only because of that gives Ananda to me. Okay? So, self is the source of Ananda, Parapremaspadam. It must be the nature of supreme love, Tataha Paranandaha. It is the supreme bliss. So, Atma is the supreme love, has to be the supreme bliss also. Then, Manabhuyam. So, the second line, 8th verse, second line. Manabhuvam hi bhuyasa miti prematmanikshate. What is the individual? What do we think always? Ma bhuvam na. Aham ma bhuvam na. Right? I should never become non-existent. That is our, we can look at ourselves. I ever want to be there, exist at all times. I should remain at all times. I should never become non-existent. That is our normal, that is our nature. We never want to die. Die in the sense we never want to become non-existent. No, but sometimes some people say in old age, somehow I want to go only, I want to die. Some people try to do suicide also. I don't want to live anymore. It is all because they are having trouble, okay? Trouble from the outside things or trouble from own body. That is the reason why they say, actually what they are trying to get rid of, the thing that is getting them trouble. Still the love is towards Atma only. But this Atma is getting troubled by this body or the situation, circumstances, etc. You give them an opportunity or offer them help to remove the trouble. Suppose somebody needs say some amount of money. You offer them, okay, I will give you that much kind of money. I will take you out of the trouble. that person will remove the noose and then come back. He will not go for any suicide. He will say, I am okay. Or so you say that, okay, I will get rid of the pain that you have in your body. Still that person will say, I want to suicide? No. Right? So it is that they want to get rid of the trouble only. Not that they don't love themselves. They also love themselves the most, but they want to get rid of the things that is giving them trouble. Like the situations or the body or whatever it may be. You offer them that, they will definitely come out of the suicide. They will not do any more suicide. So even then, love for self is the most. Okay? So everyone loves themselves. So what he says, Ma na bhuvam hi bhuyasamiti prematmaniksyate. I should never become non-existent. Ma bhuvam na bhuyasamiti. I should remain always. Hi atmani prema ikshyate. Atmani prema ikshyate. Because of this, the love of self, okay, love for self is always seen everywhere. Ikshate means this is what we see around. Everyone loves themselves the most, and may I never stop to exist. I want to exist at all times. So we love ourselves and our very being more than everything else. Because of this reason, why we love ourselves the most, then that must be the Ananda, source of Ananda. That is the only reason. We have proved this just now. Whatever the source of Ananda, the most we love that. So here we love ourselves the most. Because of that, this self Swarupam is Ananda. That is the reason we love ourselves the most. Then we'll go to 9th. I hope the point is clear, right? If anyone has doubt, please write it down. We can discuss. 9th. Tat premarthamanyatra naiva manyarthamatmani atastat paramam tena paramanandatatmanaha. Anyatra tat prema. In others that we love, Atmartham, for the sake of self only, Atmani prema, the love for the self, Anyartham naeva, is not for the love for the others at all. Ataha tat paramam tena atmanaha paramanandata. For that reason, what we explained just now. See, we have pets and all, right? People have pets, people have cow, people have so many other things at home. We keep all of that because that is giving us ananda to us, to me. I keep a dog because the dog is giving me ananda. The moment dog starts biting or doing nonsense, right? What we do generally, I am saying, I am not selling individually, but generally what people do, they get rid of it, right? So this is how it is. Everyone loves the other for the sake of self only. Same thing with husband and wife. This is told in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, where Yajnavalkya Rishi tells his wife Maitreyi, right? Nava are patyuhu kamaya patih priyo bhavati atmanastu kamaya patih priyo bhavati. Navare, hey Maitreyi, patyuhu kamaya patih priyo bhavati. Na, It is not for the sake of love for the husband that one loves the husband. Atmanastu kamaya pati priyo bhavati. It is for the love of self that the husband becomes an love. I love my husband not for the sake of my husband but for the sake of myself. Here Yajnavalkya Rishi doesn't stop. This is Upanishad. He doesn't stop there. He goes on. Nava are Jayayai kamaya jaya priya bhavati atmanastu kamaya jaya priya bhavati. It is I love myself, right? I love my wife not for the sake of my wife. I love my wife for the sake of myself. And he continues. Nava are putranam kamaya putraha priya bhavanti. Atmanastu kamaya putraha priya bhavanti. Sons. Nava are vittasya kamaya vittam priyam bhavati. I don't love the money for the sake of money, but I love money for the sake of myself. That is why when somebody become very sick or very painful, they are ready to give all the money. Take everything. Please cure me of this disease. Take everything. We go to multi-speciality hospitals, etc. Why? Atmanastu kamaya. Nava are vittasya kamaya vittam priyam bhavati. Then Nava are brahmanah kamaya brahma priyam bhavati. Brahmins. Nava are kshatrasya kshatriya. Nava are lokanam kamaya lokaha priya bhavanti atmanastu kamaya. Right? We move from place to place. It is not because of the love for the place. The moment the place starts giving trouble, we leave the place and go somewhere else. Because we love ourselves the most. So last, Devaha, Devanam, Bhutanam, everything he says. And ultimately, what says, Hey Maitreyi? Atmanastu kamaya. Nava are sarvasya kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. Sarvam priyam bhavati. We love everything else in this universe only because of our love towards ourselves. Atmanastu kamaya. Here the Atma, what is Atma? There is a confusion. That's all. When somebody says Atma, they take the body as Atma, or they take themselves as a limited thing. They don't know this Atma as all pervading. Okay, that Ajnanam is there. That is the problem. But other than that, Atmanastu kamaya is correct only. That is the difference between a Jnani and a Ajnani. So Jnani also loves everyone. How come the rule is violated there in a Jnani? Jnani loves everyone in this universe. A Jnani loves everyone same. So the rule is violated here? No, rule is not violated. The Jnani knows that Atma is Brahman. Whereas an Ajnani thinks this Atma is limited. It is limited in this body. Whereas a Jnani knows that this Atma is all pervading and Jnani sees everyone as Atma. Sarva bhutastam atmanam. Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, 29th verse. Sarva bhutastam atmanam sarva bhutani chatmani ikshate yoga yuktatma sarvatra samadarshanaha. A Jnani sees the whole universe as Atma. Sarva bhutastam atmanam. He sees everyone, everything in him, and he sees Atma as everything. So there is no difference. Samadarshanam is there. Because of that reason, Adveshta sarva bhutanam maitrah karuna evacha nirmamo nirahangaraha samadukha sughakshami. Bhakti Yoga. Right? Adveshta. There is no dvesham. For a Jnani, there is no dvesham towards anyone. Sarva bhutanam adveshta Maitra Karuna Evacha. He has got compassion, right? Nirmamaha, there is nothing as mine. Nirmamo, nirahankaraha, I am not the doer. Sama dukkha sugakshami, all the sugam, dukkham, etc. The jnani takes sama. His mind is always in equanimity, is always in shanti. That is the level of jnani. Whereas ajnani wrongly identifies this Atma as contained in this body. Because of that reason, suffering, the problem starts. That is the difference between a jnani and ajnani, and that is the reason why a jnani loves everyone same and ajnani loves themselves as individual limited thing. That is the difference. So the rule is not violated there, but the understanding of Atma is wrong in the case of a ajnani and correct in the case of a jnani. So this is the verse. One more time we will read 9th verse. Tat premartha manyatra naiva manyarthamatmani naiva manyarthamatmani atastat paramam tena paramanandadatmanaha. Others are loved for the sake of self, but the self is loved for none other. Therefore, the love for the self is the highest, hence the self is the nature of the highest bliss. So for that reason, what Vidyaranya Swami is bringing to the point that first he started with consciousness, bodham, and then he proved that the bodham is sat, right, existence, because that which is swayam prabha, which is swayam self-eliminating, has to be the existence, because that gives existence to everything else. So that has to be the existence itself, and bodham, consciousness, is existence. The same consciousness, existence, is Ananda also, by proving that this verse, Tat Premartham Anyatra, others, everything, every object of this universe is loved by someone only because of the love for the self, not for the love for the object. Because of that reason, that which gives, that one who loves the most has to be the source of Ananda. We love self unconditionally, whereas every individual loves the other conditionally. If the condition is removed, the love is gone. Right? Someone says, I love, why do someone goes to make themselves beautiful all the time? Because the moment the beauty is gone, that is not more loved by others. That is the reason. So like that, if you take anything, right, there is a condition. So long as that person or that object gives Ananda, it is lovable. The moment that is not giving Ananda, let it be ice cream, let it be refrigerator, let it be human being, let it be animal, let it be plant, let it be anything in this universe which doesn't give Ananda, that is a condition. It should give Ananda to me. Okay? If it doesn't give Ananda, that is a condition. So that all the love towards all the objects is conditional, whereas love for the self is unconditional. Because of that unconditioned love for the self, that self must be the source of Ananda. So the self is consciousness, the self is existence, and the self is Ananda bliss. So the Sambit is existence, consciousness, bliss. Satchidananda Swarupam is this consciousness that Vidyaranya Swami explained through the three states: deep sleep, dream state, and waking state. And through own experience of this world, Vidyaranya Swami explained that this Sambit is Satchidananda Swarupa. Right? Now we'll move to 10th verse from next class. Okay? We don't want to overload too much. Today it is little heavy. It is slightly heavy. Plus, please think over this. Whatever is told in this is absolutely true, that we can experience, we can analyze our own lives and find out, is it not true? And we should know what is the nature of consciousness, right? The consciousness is Sat Chit Ananda, that is explained so far. Now from 10th onwards we will move from the next class. Okay. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Harihi Om Tat Sat Brahmarpanamastu.